YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Concise the Barber, and in this video we are going to be talking about right now in 2025 what is the king of the clippers, and I'm going to break down a few clippers for y'all to see which one you think is the king. I done made a lot of notes on it. I really try to break this down the best way that I can so you can see exactly how I got to the one that's supposed to be the king of 2025 so far. This is so far what I have come up with everything out right now. There are some clippers that I have not received just yet, so there will probably be a part 2 of this until that comes. So this is what the king of the clippers are. Let's get into this video.
CTB, you know who it is.
All right, so far I tried to make this video with the least amount of clippers that I can, but I had to bring all of these up here because the previous ones that were in second, first, or third place, I do have them here. Shout out to the #1 spot, which was the Ergonomics, and then #2 spot, which was the Mecca. And I know some people don't understand how I had the #2 spot, but there's a lot of great things about this, especially for the price that you get it at. So those two are on here. I believe, I forgot where I had these at on my top 5, but I do believe the Saber 2s did make it. If not, they were very, very close, but more and more I've been using them. These are some great clippers, and also the low pros as well. If you see my videos, you know I talk about the ergonomics of these things, so shout out to them. And one of the most recent drops is the T45 clipper. The ergonomics, the power, everything that this thing can do, the click lever, the display, the wireless pad, all the stuff that comes with it. I mean, it's just an amazing clipper. And the newest, the Andis Phenoms is on the list for the king of clippers. And some people saying, hey, how do they get there so fast? Let's talk about it. I did break this down in just a few categories at first, and then I had to keep going to really see if there's really much of a difference in everything that they all have to offer. So the first thing is first, in anything that I do, I like talking about the price. Sometimes it starts and ends with price. So I like starting with the price first. Let's go ahead and start with the highest price to the lowest price of all these clippers. So highest price right now is the Saber 2s. You can find these on the website for $299.95, $300 for this clipper. That is a hefty price. Of course, if you do like them, then use somebody's discount code. It doesn't have to be mine, but if you like to use mine, you can use the discount code Concise15. But make sure you just use a discount code if you are going to pick that up. I mean, it is a nice clipper, but like I said, if the price is too, you know what I mean, use somebody's discount code. The next one that's up in price is the Babyless Low Pro. This is coming at $209.95, just $210. And I'm saying just $210, but it is up there. It is their new FX1 system with this battery right here, which looks amazingly dope. Nice, appealing look and aesthetic. Now this is the sand version. If you have the original price for these with the battery is $209. I think without the battery, as these come, you might find it for a good price, to be honest. But with the battery and everything, I'm just using this style of it. It's $210. So right after the $210, you got the new T45 Babyless Collab clipper. This thing is $199.99. And honestly, for everything that you get with it, I definitely think it's a bargain. I do like all the stuff that comes with it. Look at that. When you click both of them at the same time, that's what comes up. Boom, dope. Anyway, everything that comes with it, a new collab at that price, not mad at it. This is definitely a dope clipper, nice aesthetics, all that jazz. The one after that is the Ergonomics. It's not that far from the $199. This is $195 on their website, and you will notice that it does come with some stuff as well that you might like, and that's the price. So those are the ones that are at just under $300 all the way to just under $200. But now here's some that has just a little bit of a gap. So the Andis Phenom comes in second to last. This is $149.95. So on their website. You can see that, you can pick that up, and you'll see all the other stuff that comes with the packaging. Packaging, it is a part of this rating, and honestly, all of this stuff has amazing ratings, so I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but you guys are definitely gonna see. The last one, the cheapest one that I have on here is Super Pro Mecha. This is right now on the website on sale for $69.95, but I do have a discount code. You use Concise25, you can save yourself some money. And if I was you, I would use that discount code. $70 for all the stuff that it comes with. And honestly, you can't beat that. In this comparison, I wanted to talk about some other things just a little bit different other than just battery life and RPMs. I've done that before. You guys can check out my concise reviews. You'll see what I have to say about them. If you will notice that all of these are very comparable when it comes to the RPMs. All of them are 6,800 RPMs and up. So that being that, I kind of like took care of that part of it. I don't know if I have one in here that's under 2.5 hours. I didn't spend too much time on that. The other section that I really want to talk about is the blade. Out of this section, I'm going to tell you what blade I like the most to the least. Now, it's not the least as if like these are just completely bad. I just think that the ones I'm going to speak before do perform just a little bit better. First one, I honestly have to say, is the Andis Phenom blade. Andis, Wahl, and Oster, we always talk about their blades, always premium blades, really good blades. I would have to say that their new Phenom blade, this blade, I do love this blade. I love how it cuts. It has a nice crunch sound to it. And to be honest, this thing does an amazing job. And to me, it's number one because it takes down bulk well and it fades well. And the cutting blade, I love the cutting blade. It's a really good accent with the steel blade. So for me, the Andis Phenom takes number one spot when it comes to the blades. All right, so the second blade, one of the best ones so far right now on the market, is the JRL Fade blade. Now, this is the fast feed blade, but I do have the JRL Fade blade right here. Really like this blade, like their setup. The blades, they never get hot. Cut really well. It's really, really nice and quiet. Takes down bulk, fades well. Nothing really wrong with this setup. Now, you don't hear the crunch as much as you hear with the Andis, but you can still hear this a nice subtle. But the Andis does have a nice, clean, crisp sound. The JRL does too, but it's kind of subtle, just to be honest. It's a little bit subtle. But I do like the Andis one, and then I have to say JRL's Fade blade, that whole setup and how quiet it is. It's one of the quietest clippers out. I really like that. The next blade that I think that's probably one of the most slept on blades, because it's from a brand that we don't talk about much, is the Super Pro blade. Now, I don't know who they mimic, copied, whatever like that. I don't know anything of that nature. If it could be an original blade, but they have a softness on the top of their blade that I do like, and it's very forgiving, and I do love this blade. Cuts well. I can zero gap this and still get some night and get the good, get the bald line out. So for me, I had no problems with using this blade. Also, another clipper blade that does not get hot very, very fast, and it's real quiet. So I do love this blade. The cutting blade and the steel blade. When I'm talking about blades, I'm talking about both. Just want to let y'all know that. That is the third one that I like. Well, the other three clippers I'm going to talk about are all like, I rated them the same number. I'm just going to talk about them because they're all in like first, second, third, fourth place. They're all in fourth place, but I do like the blades. These are all amazing blades. These are in fourth. So I'm just gonna do both of these at the same time. You have the MIM blade from Babyliss. They do have it on the T45 and also the Low Pro. I do like these blades. I love the style of them. I love how they cut. Nothing wrong with them. They don't get warm, you know what I mean, that much. These probably get warmer than the other three that I just said, quicker. But I have no problems with cutting with these. And also the cutting blade. I do like the cutting blades as well. Not a bad clipper for bulk or fading. Not bad at all. Now, the Echo blade. The Echo blade is not last. It's just these three are last. I'm just in no typical order. I do like the Echo blade. I don't want y'all to get that twisted, but at the same time, sometimes it's too loud for me. And some of y'all gonna say, what are you talking about? That's what I love. I love you can hear the crunch of it so much. But there are times where I hear the crunch when I shouldn't hear the crunch. And to me, it's like, well, do I stay? A barber would know to stay in that position, in that place or not. But I'm just saying, like, if somebody was really of a person that just has to hear. If I'm using this, I feel like I'm going to always do a double take to make sure that I can continue with the process or not. The Andis, they have a crisp crunch sound. This has a loud crunch sound saying, hey, listen to me, I'm cutting everything, even air at this point. But I do like the Echo Blade, don't get me wrong, I love how it cuts, love how it performs. But to me, the sound of it is just not where I care for. I know that might sound crazy. It's like, I like the Echo Blade, but I wish they just scaled back just a tad bit, because it could be OD. That's just me. The next category in the sense of how I made this is how easy it is for us to use this clipper, right? And I know you're like, well, what kind of category is that? Now hear me out. Because of the fact that there are other companies that are doing different things with the clippers and trimmers, just the quick pick up and go type of thing, and how much of that can we do? You'll understand where I'm going with this the more and more I break this down. Okay, most of these almost like rated the same, but there's a few that it seems like you got to just do a little more extra. So let's talk about the Andis Phenoms. Ease of use and got a nice rubber grip. You pick this up, it sits on the charging dock. Really, really nice, right? When it comes to cleanup, I do like the fact that, to be honest, I could just brush this off, boom, 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 whatever like that. It even has the detachable blade part where you can go ahead and just clean out the hair. So I do like that. To me, and it snaps on real easy, not a problem. Real easy of use, right? Same thing with this, the Babyliss. You can actually have this thing on, sit this down while it's on, and it will turn off. You can pick this thing up. The button's right there. It's real nice. The click lever, you cleaning it up, it's not a bad problem. Like, no problem with that. Real ease of use, right? No problem. Same thing with the J-Rail, real ease of use. It got a charging stand. Some people don't like their charging stand. I don't mind their charging stand. I like the rapid recharge that it has, but some people don't like how it stands like really like close to the bottom, and they're like, well, mine wiggles and I don't like that. But I didn't have a problem with that. I like that, you know, I could just easily just brush this off. Now this part, I really don't use like the hanging hook, but if some people like that, then cool, you can have your clipper hanging. So for me, this is an easy, quick pick up and go type of clipper. Same thing with the Mechas, sits on the dock, you clean it off, whatever like that. Let's get into the Sabres. It got a dock, USB-C at the bottom. You can clean it off good, but it makes me do an extra step. Now, some people will say this is an extra step. This is really not much of an extra step. It's gonna be rare to find a lot of hair in this. So if you do, then you can just easily clean it. But for some reason, you can find way more hair in this thing, as y'all see. So what this makes me do, even though I like the fact that it has this lid in a sense, but it doesn't help with the ease, like just the usage of like how easy it is just to use it. Like, so if I had to clean this, I have to take the top off, clean this and blow that out, whatever like that, and put the top back on. Some people don't have a problem with that. It's not a problem. I'm just telling you, I'm looking at everything that this clipper has to make me do to make me feel like that it's nice and clean and maintenance very well. So I'm talking about it. Same thing with the Babyliss, right? Babyliss is cool when it comes to the low pro, but when it comes to the battery and the charging, I can't just put it in a charging dock and call it a day. No, I gotta pop the battery out, put that in the charging dock, wait for that thing to upload. Now, if you have an extra battery, you won't have no problem. But this is just an extra step of doing something, and boom. Now, some people are like, all you gotta do is this, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I get it, but it's still something extra. I don't have to do that with this. I don't have to do that with this. I don't have to do that with this or this. All of these, brush, clean, put on the dock, boom. So I rated that. Y'all might call it crazy, but I rated it. We talked about them having the ease of use. All of these mainly have charging docks, except, like I said before, this does not have a charging dock. The battery does, but the clipper doesn't. Soon, I believe they might. Who knows? We'll see. This does not have a charging dock. This has a charging pad. It just sits, lays down, and that's that in the charge. Now, I do know Tomb 45 have the Tomb 45 charging dock. They do have that, and they are making an insert for this. So it will soon have that as well. It's the same thing like what Wahl did, and every clipper they come out with, they're adjusting the inserts so that clipper can go on the charging dock. Now, let's talk about something that, you know, y'all gonna care much about and I care much about as well, which is the noise. How well do these things sound? Not to just us, right? Because we can be using these things and just be cutting, call it in all day. But also how our clients hear the clipper. Do they say that it's okay, is it comfortable, too loud, whatever like that. So I look at it in that angle as well. There's only 2 out of this lineup that are just amazing. So let's just talk about them first, right? JRL, really quiet clipper. The decibels are very low. I have so many clients that love that I use this on their kids, and also grown clients that love when I use the JRLs. The same thing with the Mechas. The Mechas are quiet too. Same exact, I ain't gonna say the same exact decibel amount or where it's at, but it is real quiet as well. Like these 2, so far, you know, in my lineup are the quietest clippers that I have. So shout out to them too. Now, these 4, it gets a little tricky. It gets a little tricky, and I'll show you guys decibel tests and all that jazz. But as of right now, like me doing this test, like I'm listening to this low pro, and it's kind of up there. It's kind of up there. The Sabres, they're not that loud. They're just a little bit louder than the JRL. So shout out to the Sabres. They did a good job with that. Same thing with the Andis Phenoms. They're not that loud, but they do have some sound to them. Now, these 2 are the loudest ones, the Low Pros and the Babyliss T45s. This thing is not bad. I can cut all day with this sound. Not a problem. But this is like the max sound that I want to cut with all day. So this sound and this sound sound exactly the same. So that's 6,800 RPMs. That's both. This is at, you know, only has 1 setting, but on the Babyliss T45 clipper, the lowest setting, that it sounds just like the Low Pro. But on the high setting, to me, it's just a little bit too loud, and that's why, not only the only reason why I cut at low speed, but I just like the 6,800 RPM cutting. But this is where it's at high speed. And to me, it's just a little bit loud. I can cut with that. I can do a few haircuts at that decibel level, but that's not something I would want to cut with all day, every day with that sound. So the fact that you have another option to lower it, I can work with that, and that's fine with me. So that's that when it comes to the noise. And now I did do performance. Honestly, y'all, they all perform well. I didn't have no discrepancies on who fades the best, who takes down bulk the best. Honestly, this is a rotary motor, and I believe this one is as well. I could be wrong, but these both do work well with bulk, and I had no problems with bulk with any of these clippers. Fading, they fade well, you know, like they all do a good job. So for me, my original categories that I always do, I really did feel like I picked a lineup of clippers that all perform very well. When it comes to performance, you guys are going to get some great haircuts with all 6 of these. So that's just that when it comes to the performance. I had to break this down even more because it started getting real tricky. Then I start thinking about who can use these clippers no matter where they're at. So of course there's clippers that cut at other people's houses, at community homes, whatever like that. They're always on the go. They might go to shows, whatever like that. So now we're looking for clippers that have any type of USB, USB-C option. Let's talk about those that don't have USB-C option, which is the JRL Onyx. Does not have USB-C. It just has a charging dock, and that's the charge. But I will say this, and I said this in a live not so long ago, is that if you are not going to have anything USB-C, then the base for your battery life should be 4 hours off rip. If it's not 4 hours and you don't have USB-C, then I'm like, okay, well, I think you might need USB-C then. But here nor there, this does not have USB-C. Also, that does not have USB-C is the Low Pro FX. This does not. It just has the battery pop out. Now this goes into a charging dock that does use USB-C, but on the clipper alone does not have USB-C. Another one that does not have USB-C is the Mecha clipper, right? The Mecha clipper does not have it. So it has a digital display, but that don't mean nothing. It just has a charging dock, and that's that. Okay, cool. Now out of these three, I think the Low Pros has the lowest run time. I think these two are around 4 hours. No. These are 3 hours. These are about 3 hours. This is 4 hours. So can't be mad at that. Now, the ones that do have USB-C is the Saber 2s. They have the USB-C in the back. The T45 has the USB-C at the bottom. And the Andis has the USB-C at the bottom as well, the Andis Phenom. So shout out to them. That gives us that option as well. I'm going down to the nitty gritty. This is something I do like talking about, is the packaging. What comes in this stuff, and is it even like, do we even use it? Now, don't get me wrong. I feel like there's a lot of great like clippers and trimmers that have great packaging, but sometimes we'll have more stuff in the packaging and won't use much of it at all, which is not a problem, but it's like, what clipper really comes with stuff that we're really going to use, right? So I'm gonna start off with the Mecha Clipper. Mecha Clipper is dope. I'll be honest. I feel like the Super Pro uses their own version of the premium Wahl, the Wahl guards, the premium Wahl guards. They have their own version of that. It does come with a charging dock. Comes with some other stuff, but I really don't. The only thing that I really use is the clipper and the charging dock. I use other guards because those guards are not, to me, the best guards. So that's the only thing that I really use. The JRL, the Onyx, it comes with the charging dock. I do use a charging dock. I don't use the blade modifier. I don't use their guards. I use their premium guards. If this would have came with the premium guards, then I would use more things that's in the packaging. But it does have, you know, and I use the charging cord, whatever like that. But there are some stuff in there that it just stays in the box. Now the Sabers, I will have to say, the Sabers does come with a charging dock. It does come with tight guards. Most people do use their tight guards. They do use, they had different customized lids. Most people do use their customizable lids. So you do find yourself really in that box a little bit more using the stuff that comes with it. I do like the fact that it does have that type of packaging. The Low Pro in this packaging, other than the battery and the charging dock, they have backup stuff in it. It seems like they have a backup cam follower. They do have guards in it, but it's not the premium guards that come. I believe they come with the Gold FXs. They don't come with the Low Pro. I think the Low Pro comes with just the regular babeless guards, which to me, it's like, I'm really not going to use those guards because I already used the premium ones. That being said, there's a lot of more stuff that's going to stay in the Low Pro box than, you know, everything else. Now, let's get into the Andis Phenoms. I use almost everything that comes in this box because, of course, we use a charging dock, whatever like that. But they came out with those guards. They came out with the 0.5 guards all the way to the number 4 purple double mag guards. I'm using that. You know what I mean? Like, straight off rip, I'm using that. So I'm glad that they did that. And to be honest, that's all they need in the box for me to feel like it was worth it, because Andis was always somewhat behind in that area when it came to putting extra stuff in the box, especially some premium guards like the purple double mag. So shout out to them for that, but I do use that the most. Now, I will have to say the Babeless T45, what comes in the box, I use majority, almost everything that came within the box. Their guards, love their guards, use their guards. I'm going to say that it's part of the packaging, but some people might not. But the wireless pad, I'm using that. Some people say I could just plug it up with the USB-C or just a regular cord, but I like using the wireless charging pad. So the stuff that comes with this clipper, I find myself using a lot. So it's like these right here have great packaging. The other three, they have okay packaging, nothing great, like really grand. But the other three, I'm using the guards majority of the time. These other three, I'm not using their guards. We get better guards in other packaging. So that being said, that's how I looked at that. I did break it down to what has a display, and these three are the only ones that have like somewhat of a digital display, which is the T45, the Mecha has a digital display, and JRL has somewhat, y'all can't see it, but it has like the hours. They don't have 100 minutes. This goes by percentage. It's 89%. the T45 goes by percent, and the JRL goes by hours, how many hours it has remaining. These just give you battery notification. You press the battery on the JRL. If you turn this on, you'll see the Andis numbers. This has a small little light. When it's dying, it blinks red. And the same thing with the Saber 2s, that has the 3-dot LED like battery indicator to let you know where the battery is at. So I like displays. Some people might not like displays, so I rated it a little bit different. But that was some of the things that I thought about. So after all of that, I had to come up with the king of clippers of 2025 so far. I'm gonna start from the last one to number 1. Now, this is all subject to change. How Stephen A say, the list is fluid? The list is fluid. It can always change, something can always come up. I can find something more interesting about one of these clippers, something could happen, who knows? But as of right now, since I had it and you know how I've been using it and cutting with it, I can honestly say that, you know what, I don't mind doing this video and let y'all know like this is where I think number 1 is at right now. So that being said, let's get to the nitty gritty. Last place, what I have is the Babyliss Low Pro, coming in at $209. It's the second highest, I believe, when it comes to the price. You have to use the battery to switch out, no USB-C option. I do like everything about it. Love it ergonomically. It's the best. The sound is not the best, but it's okay. It's doable. The blade is great, but I think there are better blades, just to be honest, but not a problem. But we're talking about kings, like we're talking about top of the line. The Low Pro is at the bottom of the top of the line to me so far right now. Next is the Saber 2s. Some people, it might shock them, but for me, the echo, crunch sound, not having a battery display. It does has USB-C. I do use the stuff in the packaging. It gives you a little bit more that you have to do to get this nice and clean and keep it tuned up. Some people might like it, but I'm just telling y'all my thoughts. To me, the price, the highest one on the list, $300 for this. So that's the second to last on this list. So the next one that's on the list, as of right now, just right now, until we give it more work, is the Tune 45 Babyliss collab. This is in the 4th spot. This thing's great. It's amazing. Nothing wrong with it. It being close to $200 is really not a problem for all the stuff that you get with it. But the sound of it, it can be a little bit noisy. Low speed is okay. It's right where the Low Pro is at with low speed. But high speed, it is starting to hit that peak where it could probably annoy your client. And nothing wrong with the blade, but there's other blades to me that are better than just the MIM blades alone. So, you know, the price being a little bit up there for some people, I'm just going by off what I have. $300 was the highest. This is at just about $200. So this to me was at number 4 out of the 6 that I have of the kings. But it just came out and it's still up there. So shout out to them for even coming out with just an amazing product. So we're going to see more and more and more about all this stuff. We'll see where it lands. The next one is the Mecca. And I know some of y'all are probably surprised at me saying that. This thing is very, very quiet. The price is the lowest one on the list. $70. You might even get it for $60. The blade doesn't get hot. You have a digital display. There is no USB-C. The packaging is not the best. Just basic bare minimum of what it can do. It's a power horse. RPMs is up there. It's around 7,800 RPMs. Really, really nice. Has a nice click lever. Really, really nice clipper. I guarantee you, y'all might be shocked at how well this thing performs if you ever try it. But there's some things that this really just stands out. I love the blade. I love how it works. So to me, the Super Pro Mecca is probably one of the most slept on clippers out there, but it made it into the top 3 of the kings so far for me. Now, it's down to these two, right? And I really had a hard time with this one. So I'm gonna tell y'all, with all the rating, how this added up. So this was Clipper of the Year for 2 years straight. We just got this. So I'm gonna tell y'all where I'm at. Now, there's a 0.5 difference in this rating. And that's crazy, because these just got here. when it comes to the JRL Onyx and the Andis Phenom, the #1 clipper of the year, as of right now, so far, it's still the JRL. Still the JRLs. Now, I know that might sound crazy to some, but there's just a few things about this clipper that beat this one. So, the click lever in itself, one of the most fluent click levers that we have. I do like the whole battery rapid recharge. A lot of people probably sleep on that, but it helps save the battery. Even though this is at 195 and this is at 150, I do like this. You know, I do like that. The ergonomics to me, I don't mind at all. Now, I have to say this. This has the potential to take over real fast. I do like the click lever, not a problem, but it's just a little bit more stiffer than the JRLs. I do like the fact that it has this option right here to detach the blade, but since there is not much of a detachable blade options so far with this, I mean, you can get another one, take it off, whatever like that. It gives you that flexibility of doing that, and I do like that, but I'm kind of waiting to see what angle that they're really going to take for me to like really rank this king, to be honest. Even though this has a softness crunch and this has a more of a crisp crunch, I couldn't just give this king just yet. I still got to feel some things out, but it is right under it. This got like 14 points. I did it like golf, the lowest 0.1. This got 14, this got 14.5. So I really can't wait to see if these two are really going to battle it out for the year end, if they make it that far to being on the top. I mean, this has been on top for a while, and this literally just got in. Packaging wise, I feel like this wins. There's a lot of things that this probably wins over, but for me, like, you gotta knock out the JRL to get the #1 spot. And this is on the verge. Like, I still have some time to still use it. But this blade, I do actually like a little bit better than the JRL blade. The price is better. I know y'all probably like, well, why is it not #1? I feel like I got to give a little bit more time for real to really see where this thing can really, where it's really at. Now, if this stays consistent and just how it cuts, how it performs right now, I feel like sometimes when you get stuff that's just new, it performs amazing. But we're going to see. We're going to see if this can get the #1 spot. But so far, I still got the JRLs at the #1 spot. And this is a lot quieter so far than these. So this is my video, y'all. I told you I was going to have a hard time with this King of the Clippers. As of right now in March, this is my setup. This is what I think. Now, like I said, there are some clippers I have not used yet, like the Stylecraft 360 Jesus collab. I have not used 360 Jesus clipper just yet, but when I do, I'm definitely going to make a video about it and see if it gets on the list, where it's at, how I rate it. So thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all. This is your boy Concise, man. We done did King of the Clippers again. This stuff, man, it takes some time, but this is a longer video too. Like, it is what it is, but I wanted to give y'all this information. Hopefully all of this stuff helped y'all out, how I did the categories on my perspective on what I think you guys might value. So thank y'all for watching. We're on the road to 10K. Giveaway coming up, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all be blessed.
CTB. You know who it is.